Yeah, you gotta pick up, man. I said last cards, so don't try it this time.
Yeah.
You picking up
Yeah,
or you playing?
Picked up.
Alright, pick up. Alright.
There your cards.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
Oh,
Cheating.
what do you mean?
That's not.
That's
what
a
kind of
run.
money is that?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's
cheated, bro.
Oh, what do you mean I cheated?
You cheated.
Where are you going? Sore losers, man. Hi there guys, and welcome to another episode of A Dash of Sports, episode 12. I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash, and on this show is where I talk all things sports related, hot topics, and trending stories. And if you like the previous episodes, hey, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And oh yeah, don't forget to share it. And on today's show, I'm going to be starting off my first couple rounds talking about boxing. Has the last bell finally rung on Jarrell Miller's boxing career? Jarrell Miller, aka Big Baby. Now, he was the guy that was meant to be fighting Anthony Joshua before Andy Ruiz. And the reason why he pulled out from that fight was due to a failed drugs test. He was meant to make his comeback recently, but has failed at another drugs test. Should he be banned from boxing forever? That's the question I want to ask. And another controversial fighter who's had his issues in the past, Billy Joe Saunders, who has withdrawn from a great opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez due to a pay cut and some training issues. Man, I don't know if he's going to get this opportunity again, but I'll need to look into it a bit deeper because this headline itself, I'm sure it doesn't tell the whole story. Moving on to some football, Jamie Vardy makes the 100 club. Well, he's been a great goal scorer throughout his career and he's finally made the 100 Premier League goals club. But a question I wanted to ask was, well, we can call it trivia. In fact, let's call it Dash's trivia time. How many other players have made the 100 club? For some bonus points, can you name them? As I move on from the past and present players from the 100 goals club, let's now turn our attentions to the current contenders. Who are the best Premier League youngsters at the moment? And from those players, which are destined for the top? And just to round things off, I'll be giving you my predictions of which teams will be qualifying for the Champions League and the teams that will be getting relegated this season. More to be discussed on A Dash of Sports. Well, let me start off with this. Question. How many times do you need to be caught taking performance enhancing drugs before you're banned from boxing? Heavyweight boxer Jarrell Miller has once again tested positive for a performance enhancing drug, which is now the 4th time that he's failed a drugs test throughout his career, and has since been pulled from his comeback fight against Jerry Forrest on the 9th of July. Miller was axed from his clash with 3-belt world champion Anthony Joshua last June when it emerged that he tested positive for a number of banned substances. Moving on to present day, it's been alleged that he tested positive for GW1516, a drug used to aid endurance and boost aerobic power. Now, the GW1516, what is that? What is that? What kind of drug is that? Sounds like the kind of stuff that Drago was on in Rocky 4. It's like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. What are you trying to achieve? Well, yeah, he's clearly trying to cheat, but it's just like, why? Now, initially I was thinking to myself, Jarrell Miller, who really cares? Not many people even know who he is, really. And if you don't know, well, Jarrell Miller, Big Baby, aka Big Baby, he was the guy that was meant to be fighting Anthony Joshua, and he got pulled out the fight, and then Andy Ruiz was the replacement fighter, and we all know what happened in that fight. Well, Jarrell Miller got pulled out that fight because he failed the drugs test. So you're thinking to yourself, all right, cool, you might learn from your mistakes. Now, the reason why I'm giving this so much attention is, it's not the fact that he's failed his drug tests, not only once, but twice, a 3rd time, a 4th time. 4 times you failed a drugs test. How many times are you going to do this and you're still going to be allowed to box? Like, what's the Boxing Board of Control thinking, or the governing bodies, or whoever's in charge? Like, who's like controlling this? How is he allowed to be able to fail these drugs tests on multiple occasions and still be allowed to get his license back, still be able to fight. This is actually ridiculous. Like, what does he need to do? Go into a fight, kill someone, or seriously injure them before you decide, you know what, this guy can't fight no more, he's failed another drugs test, it's the 5th time. Like, come on guys. Like, we live for sports, I get it. We all want to be at the top level and highly competitive. You want to be the best, but not in this way, man. I truly don't believe in anything in regards to, you know, additional enhancements, especially when it comes to drugs. And like, you should be playing on a level playing field. Mano y mano, you against me. You know what I mean? Let the best man win. Tough guy. A lot of these guys talk all this talk before the fights, after the fights, whenever, during the fights. But yo, man, you gotta cheat? This is just absolutely disgusting. And I really hope that, you know, he doesn't get his license back. And I hope that this is it, really. They gotta ring the bell, ding, 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 on his career. Even Carl Froch is saying the same thing I'm saying right now. As he mentioned, chuck the book at him. You can't fight anymore. Froch wants Jarrell Miller to be banned from boxing for life after the heavyweight failed another drugs test. You know, this ain't a 100-meter sprint where you can take maybe a half a second of your time, or it's football and it allows you to run a bit faster or to score more goals or take a more of a powerful shot. This is like combat sport, boxing. Whether it's boxing, whether it's MMA, anything that's combat sport, like, that should be a ban for life. Especially if it's a case where it's 4 times. For like once, twice, 3 times. You know, where's the 3 strike rule? 4 times. And as of yet, we're not hearing whether or not it's going to be deemed that he's going to be banned for life or not. But I hope that is the situation. I hope that's the case, because yeah, it just baffles me on how you can do this and feel like you can get away with it. And to dash more salt onto the wounds, he actually owes Eddie Hearn and Matchroom some money over the Joshua fight, because, you know, he was fronted some money, he's fronted some peas, and he needs to pay that back. Now, the fight that he was going to have on the 9th of July was meant to help towards that payment. And seeing that now he can't fight, he's in a bit of a pickle now, ain't he? Now, this is what you get for cheating. It's just losing money, left, right and center. You're losing out on money with the Joshua fight. You could have earned yourself at least 5 to 6 million on that fight alone. Now, you got a fight, I don't know how much you would have been earning for this fight, but you're missing out on money because you owe money. So, what is going on? And to be fair, I kind of get it actually. He's built like a sack of potatoes, like a sack of fufu, and he's not particularly great. The only draw that he's got is the fact that he can talk. Now, this ain't WWE where you're The Rock or CM Punk and you're great on the mic and that will sell. It can get you as far as it might get you, but all in all, when you get in the ring and you go mano a mano, listen, the boxing does its talking. And at the end of the day, he's not even worth talking about, really. But the fact of the matter is, we've got a boxer here who's failed 4 drugs tests, and man, after the 3rd one, 2nd one even, that should be a ban. Well, I don't know. How do you see it? Should you be banned for life, or should you be allowed chances if you fail the drugs test? Let me know how you feel, because I'm real passionate about this, and yeah, man, you could just end up killing someone in the ring or seriously hurting someone, all for the sake that you want to cheat. Nah, man, I'm not having that. For me personally, it's banning for life. But you guys let me know, man. Put your comments down below and let me know. And now moving on to another controversial figure in Billy Joe Saunders, who really divides opinion in his in-ring ability and his out-of-ring behaviour. Now, when I first heard about Billy Joe Saunders withdrawing from the Canelo fight in September over a pay cut and, you know, some training issues that he's had over the COVID-19 period, I thought to myself, okay, this sounds legit. There was already rumblings and talks about whether or not there would be a date for September, but it seemed like something was being sorted out. But now to hear that he's withdrawn over money issues and the training stuff, I thought, okay, sounds legit, you know, sounds about right. But the more I was digging into this, the more I was thinking to myself, there's something else rumbling here. Well, it started off with the fact that Billy Joe Saunders has said that he's withdrawn from contention to fight Canelo Alvarez in September due to restrictions around training and a rout over his fight purse. The WBO super middleweight champion was due to defend his title against Alvarez last May, but the coronavirus pandemic forced boxing to go into shutdown. So Billy Joe Saunders has campaigned for years. When I say years, he's campaigned for years to fight Canelo Alvarez. So him pulling out the fight or saying that he don't want to fight in September due to the fact that he feels it's just short notice in regards to all the, the COVID-19 coronavirus and a short training camp. I kind of was like, okay, that's a viable excuse, right? You want to get into the best shape of your life and have a chance of winning. You don't want to shortchange yourself and get into what I'm calling, probably the most important fight of your life and go in there knowing that you're going to lose. So in terms of the short training period, like I said, it's a viable excuse, right? Now, the more that I was digging deep, for more information about the reason why he's, withdrawn from the fight. This is a really big fight. It doesn't come along every day, and he's been campaigning for a long time for this fight. So you'd think to yourself, even during this COVID-19 period, you'd be, keeping yourself in shape, training as hard, being able to get the facilities. So to hear that kind of excuse that, he's not being able to train properly, I get it. It's been a tough period, but come on, man, this is Canelo Alvarez. Well, anyway, like I said, as I was digging deep, to then be hearing some rumblings on social media where Chris Eubank Jr. was actually taking shots at Saunders, kind of teasing him about withdrawing or missing out on the fight. And then Saunders hitting him back, going back and forth. But there was more to it. Eubank Jr., who was beaten by Saunders by a split decision in late 2014, suggested that there were ulterior motives behind Saunders' decision to withdraw. Now, it started off with it being a case where because Saunders was withdrawing, Eubank was then saying, you know what, if Saunders is looking to withdraw, I'm ready in a 2 days notice, just, putting out there how fit he is and how on point he's been throughout this lockdown period. So I thought to myself, okay, it's one of those things, isn't it? He's trying to get a fight. He's trying to edge forward for a fight, trying to put himself out there. We get it. Trying to make things happen, innit? No, there's more to it. So then I came across a tweet from Chris Eubank Jr. that said, 2 months isn't enough time for the drugs Billy Joe Saunders uses to get in shape to leave his system. So he pulled out the Canelo fight. Guess he's got to go back to beating up women again. Now, these are the sort of things that I was talking about earlier on, which divides opinion. On one hand, in the ring, he's amazing. He's a talented boxer. But then out of the ring, this is alleged. I don't know for sure what's happened, but allegedly, he's got into a bit of a domestics, or he's beating up women. I don't know. Neither can I confirm or deny the allegations, but this is what I was talking about in terms of how he divides opinions, and there's other stuff that he's done as well outside the ring. Yeah, he's a mad guy. He's a mad guy. Now, Saunders went on to say with his own tweet, the only drugs that I use is Viagra for when I dismantle your mums. Now, I'm not going to finish off the sentence because for me personally, that's just a lack of respect, complete disrespect, not just only to Chris Eubanks Jr.'s mum, just a complete lack of respect for women in general. And this is what I'm talking about, and how he divides opinion. Once again, in the ring, you're great, but outside of the ring, just how he conducts himself, yeah, man, kind of leaves a bit of a bitter taste. Now, Eubanks Jr.'s tweet is likely to be in reference to a drugs test Saunders failed in 2018 ahead of a fight with Demetrius Andrade, which Saunders still maintains that it was a result of taking an over-the-counter nasal spray, which he didn't know contained a banned stimulant called oxyliphrin. So all of this led me to start thinking, I need to go with my gut feeling. Because initially when I first read the headline, I was thinking to myself, yeah, something's not right here. And the more that I was digging deep, the more information I was getting, then all this drugs talk, I was thinking, aha, okay, this could be a possible reason. I'm not saying, hey, listen, I'm not accusing, This is all alleged, all right? Put my disclaimer out there. But it just sounds like, hey, this could be the reason. You know, there's a lot of money on the line. I'm sure he'll be able to get prepared. That would be the only reason really where I can be like, you know what, get it. This is a big fight, so it's not something that you can just take lightly. It's not a tune-up fight. Maybe he needs a tune-up fight before he fights Canelo, but the time is now. Will that Canelo fight be there again? Would that be there in a year's time? Who knows? But when all this drugs talk is being talked about, you never know. Maybe that's the reason why he can't get fit without using the drug. I don't know. There's many possible excuses on why he's not, you know, why he's withdrawn. But what do you think? Is it because he might be relying on the drugs? Or is it just generally the fact that, listen, you're fighting against Canelo Alvarez and what we're now, July, August, September? Is that enough time? Can you get prepared in 3 months? Some fighters have done it before, so I shouldn't think why Saunders shouldn't be able to do it. But who knows, man? Leave your comments down below, man. I'll be very intrigued to see what you lot think about it. So the Premier League have got themselves a new member of the 100 Goals Club, as Jamie Vardy's opening goal against Crystal Palace took him to 100 Premier League goals as he became the new member of the exclusive club since the competition was founded in 1992. Vardy also added a second during the stoppage time of a 3-0 victory at the King Power Stadium. Despite joining the elite club, his focus was on securing Leicester's first win since the restart. He went on to say, "I'm absolutely over the moon. First and foremost, it was about the win today, getting back to basics and putting in a performance." Now, football's a team game, we all know that, but when you become a special player or you're putting yourself there amongst the elite, that's when all the individual accolades come, and it's just how you deal with it. And it's good to hear him still humble with it, and you know, the bigger picture is the fact that he wanted Leicester to do well. It's all about Leicester winning first and then the individual accolade. But he deserves it, man. He's been a great goal scorer and he's been an inspiration to many lower league footballers who've come through, like himself or the likes of like Ian Wright, who have shown guys in the lower leagues that, you know what, with hard work, dedication and a bit of luck, if you make it to the big leagues, man, take it with both hands and push yourself to the limit. You know, once upon a time he was linked with the likes of Arsenal. He decided to stay with Leicester and he's created history with Leicester, but not only winning the league, but now making it to the 100 club. So congratulations to Jamie Vardy, man. But let me know, any Jamie Vardy fans out there, any Leicester fans, or just any fans of real goal scorers? Like, out of those 100 goals, which one's your favorite? For me personally, it goes without saying, the wonder strike, the screamer against Liverpool, the goal against Man United, I think the one that got the 11 consecutive goals, I think to break the record or something like that. That was a good goal because I just like the way he just swiftly dispatched, he just took it and just slotted it in. From all the 100 goals that I've seen, listen, man, he's a pure goal scorer. Let me know which ones are your favorite goals. Now, moving on to my question, my dash trivia time. Might make that a theme in the show. So the question is, how many players are in this 100 club? How many players have scored 100 goals or more in the Premier League? And also, for some bonus points, can you name the players? Well, the first one's free, Jamie Vardy. Can you name the rest? If you want, why don't you pause the video, have a go, try and play along. If not, you can do it at the end. But whatever you do, don't cheat. Come on, test yourselves, test yourselves. Leave your answers down below and I'll confirm who's got the right answer. Well, if you're one of the viewers that have just come back from pausing the video because you was taking part in the questions and trivia, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I will confirm the answers. Just check out in the comment sections to see the amount of players that you got and also the names, and I'll be able to confirm that with you. Now, if you got yourself a strong list of names, you would have noticed that there were some former starlets, some former young superstars, ones that we considered at the time the best young Premier League stars. So the question I wanted to ask is, who are the best Premier League youngsters now? Just to give it more context so you can understand, the question I'm asking is It's based on young players that have made massive impacts, whether it's since their debut or just throughout the season. Now, I'm thinking of players from back in the days like Michael Owen, making his debut for Liverpool at the age of 18, scoring goals, became an ever-present, never looked back. Wayne Rooney for Everton at 16, scoring that wonder goal against Arsenal. Remember the name, Wayne Rooney. Raheem Sterling also around 18, got into the team, massive impact. So players like that. So for me at the start, I didn't go and check a list to see the best young players or anything. This is all based on what I've seen, what I've been watching, and the players that I can really say, you know what, in my opinion, I think these are the best youngsters. Now the first one, I might be a tad biased, but hey, who cares? But it's Gabriel Martinelli. I've had the opportunity to watch him on a pre-season tour of the United States, all the way to making his debut in Europa League and also then getting his chance in the Premier League. And I could tell you about this kid here, only 18 years of age, from Brazil, and he's been amazing. One of the highlights of the season was his goal against Chelsea. He's had some good highlights in Europa, but the goal against Chelsea, that solo run, bursting through, pure pace, pure power, and then the composure to just slot it in. He had Kante on the floor. Oh, that was a great goal. Now, he's one that I can say he's made a major impact this season, especially in the Premier League and Europa. Then another youngster that I don't even want to waste no time in mentioning is Mason Greenwood. Now, the reason why I'm in a rush to mention him is because I didn't believe at the beginning. When my boy was telling me about Mason Greenwood, they were telling me Mason Greenwood, he can finish left, right, it doesn't matter. I was thinking, you lot just gassing. They even compared him to Robin van Persie, like he's finishing to Robin van Persie. At 18 years of age, he's probably one of the best finishers in the Premier League right now. And I don't know, man, we can go back and forth with this, but this is what I believe, my opinion, and let me know in the comments if you believe otherwise. I was thinking about Mason Mount. Now, I was thinking, do I actually put him in my list or not? Because I was thinking to myself, this guy's been an ever-present for Chelsea. He's a first teamer. He's even had, international call-ups. Is he really considered as a youngster? But he's 21 years old. Now, if I'm thinking like that already, I've got to put him in the list. This guy's made a major impact to the point where you can see where Chelsea are right now. And that is due to the likes of Mason Mount. Without these young players, without these players that Lampard has put in the team, these youngsters, they won't be where they are now. So Mason Mount 100% has to be on my list. Then another one of my favorites, and once again a little, a tad biased to this one, but I think it's well deserved in him being on my list, and that is Bukayo Saka. Another 18-year-old, and he's just shown in the midst of kind of Arsenal really not doing all that well this season, he has been one of the shining lights, one of the bright lights for Arsenal and Arteta, and signing a new contract a few days ago and scoring that goal at Wolves just proved that, this guy, he's proving 100% and making a massive impact, whether it's assisting, whether it's scoring goals, he's doing it all. And I could see a bright future for Bukayo Saka. And then Phil Foden, the replacement for David Silva. Now listen, I think he's going to be a great player in his own right, because the things that we're seeing from Phil Foden, and many a times he needs to go out on loan, he needs to finally be playing in the first team, because they know the talent is there, but he's bided his time, he's been patient, and I think it's kind of done him well to be in and around players like David Silva and in and around players at Man City, the quality at Man City. I think sometimes we do rush these young players, the next this and that. You try to compare them and then you throw them into the England setup, and then, these kids, they're just kids, innit? So I think they've done well. I think they've nurtured him well. And next season is going to be a real big season for him. So it's going to be a very big season for him, and I reckon he's going to be up to the task. Watch this space, man, for Phil Foden. Another youngster, one of my best Premier League youngsters on the list as well. Huh? I know how these things go. You be, looking at my list, trying to dissect it or thinking, oh, that player shouldn't be in there, or I would have put this player in. Listen, you'll get your opportunity. Put all your names down in the comment section. Let me know, what players do you consider as being the best youngsters? You know, the best young Premier League players. And I'm talking about players that have made the most impact. If you have players that I've missed out, or there's players that you feel that I shouldn't have put on the list, let me know, man. Put the names down, put your comments down below, get involved, chime in, and let me know the names. Now, moving on to the race for the Champions League spots and the relegation battle. This has been actually heating up. Now, the run-in for the league, that was a done given. We knew that Liverpool was going to win the title. Now, the next thing we had an eye on was the Champions League qualification spots. We're hearing all this talk about Man City maybe not getting their position. Their position might be taken away. There might be a 2-year ban from European competition. So we don't know whether or not the 5th place will be given to whoever qualifies in that spot. But for now, it is really tight. With 5 games to go, literally it's getting to that point where time is running out. The games are running out. And I don't know, like, I don't want to break it down like with a fine-tooth comb, but I'm just going to give you my opinion. If we look at the league now, Liverpool have made it to the Champions League. If Man City don't get that spot, then the spots will be left for Leicester, Chelsea, Man United, which will be the 5th spot. So that's the 5th place. Then the rest really are fighting for it. Then the rest really is like between either, you know, Wolves, Arsenal, Spurs. You know, the points are not too far off as well. You know, 2 points between teams, 3 points between teams. Then if you're looking around 7th place where Arsenal are at, they're on 49 points. And the next team that they can catch is Wolves, who are on 52 points. So, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Now, like I said, I don't want to break it down with a fine-tooth comb, man, and go in and out. But as you can see, the points are very close. So my thing is just going to be based on the teams that I feel like either can give it a late push, a late charge, or the ones that are just going to be able to maintain and hold and secure their spot. So my prediction is for the Champions League qualifications. Man City obviously not taking their spot because they're going to be suspended. So if we can go with that. So Liverpool, Chelsea, United, and then Leicester scraping that 5th spot to actually get them into the Champions League. That's how I see it running. So I'm going to go with Liverpool, Chelsea, United, then Leicester. Then the rest are just going to miss out. I think I'm pretty confident with the teams that I've picked. I don't know, you let me know what you think. I could be wrong. Let me know. Put the comments down below. Give me your opinions. Let me know what teams you feel that are going to make into these Champions League spots. And then moving on to the relegation zone, the rock bottom pit of the Premier League. Now, when I look at the teams at the bottom, straight away I'll just tell you this from the get-go. No need to break it down. Norwich are gone. 1000% they're gone because they've just been Rudy Poo, useless. And it's crazy because you had the likes of Pookie, who was doing amazing at the beginning. He was touted as the next big thing in terms of goal scoring, and he just ended up being like a Michu or one of them players that just flash in the pan strikers that managed to score goals for a little bit and then that's it. Then you got the likes of Bournemouth. They've been pumped 4-1, 5-2s. They're just receiving it left, right and centre. I don't know what's going on with Eddie Howe or the team itself, but they have definitely lost their mojo. Eddie Howe has definitely lost his mojo. So we're looking at West Ham, Watford, Aston Villa, Bournemouth and Norwich. Now straight away, I'm putting it out there. I think Norwich is going down and I think Bournemouth is going down. So the last spot is going to be between Aston Villa, Watford and West Ham. All right, I'm going to make my decision now. I think the teams that are going to go down, the teams that are going to get relegated is going to be Norwich, Bournemouth, and I'm going with Watford. I feel like Watford are just, I feel like there's a feeling anyway. I feel like Watford are going to go down. A lot of teams, a lot of fans are going to be wanting Villa to go down because of Jack Grealish and thinking, if they go down, they get relegated, someone like Jack Grealish is going to be available on a real cheap. So, I don't know, but that's what I'm going for. Once again, I'm going to repeat it. Norwich, who did I say? Norwich, Bournemouth, and Watford. Those are the 3 that are going down. Yeah, put your comments down below and let me know what you're thinking, because I'm sure there's going to be people out there that's going to be thinking otherwise, or might be thinking, nah, I don't think Watford's going to go down, Villa's going to go down. But hey, this is what the comment section is there for. Put your names, put the teams that you think that's going to be relegated, put the teams that you think that's going to qualify for the Champions League, and let me know. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for today. But thank you very much for watching another episode of A Dash of Sports. I truly appreciate your love and support. And if you need further information about future episodes or just your day-to-day sporting updates, please head over to my Instagram page, and I'm also on Twitter, which is A Dash of Sports. A Dash of Sports, I'll put it down below here, and I'll also put it in my description. And please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, as I truly appreciate all the information you can give me in terms of, you know, bettering my content or just, you know, other topics that you'd want me to cover. So with that being said, until the next time on A Dash of Sports, peace.